Okay, hi everyone. Today we're here with Brooklyn Williams. She's a track and field athlete at Texas A&M Commerce, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the NIL process. So if you want to just start by talking about the companies you've worked with so far and what your experience has been like.
Hi, everybody. So my name's Brooke, and I just started NIL the summer after I graduated because I seen a lot of other sports influencers like Angel Reese and like Flage. They're doing really good things in the NIL space. So I wanted to join in, and it's not really much information out there about how you can start. So I kind of went in blind watching like YouTube videos and TikToks on NIL. And I found that like the best way to get NIL starting off, if you're like smaller and not like really big with a lot of followers, is reaching out to a lot of brands and just seeing which ones are looking to work with influencers and which ones aren't. So I found that emailing and like DMing on Instagram works really well. And you'll get a lot of no's, but you'll also get a lot of yeses. So the worst thing someone can say to you is no. So um, I've worked with Move insoles. I've worked with a compression socks and tights company. I work with Firefly Recovery, which is basically like a portable stem brand for your legs, and others that I can't think of right now.
All right. And so did you use sort of an agency or anything to help you find your NIL deals, or was it mostly you on your own? And if so, how was that? Did you find that process really difficult, or like was it sort of easy to get into?
So I have an agency now, but all the NIL deals I've had gotten so far is through myself. But I haven't got any NIL deals with my agency yet because I just signed to them. But I would say that you don't need an agency, but I think now that because I got all my deals over the summer, I think now that I'm in college, I think it's better to have an agency just because you have practice and school. So it's kind of hard to manage like deals and stuff. So it's good that you can have somebody that can manage it for you.
Mm-hmm. Did you find anything throughout your process? Like, is there a way to spot like NIL scams or something that like won't be real? Is there an easy way to tell what will be what?
I think usually if they're making you pay for something upfront, that's probably a scam because I know a lot of companies will be like, we'll send you this, just pay for shipping or like pay for the product and then we'll pay you back. Like they'll say, if you buy it, then we'll pay you your money back. That's usually a scam. I say if they're asking you to pay for something, they probably don't want a genuine partnership, and I would avoid those.
Okay. Yeah, good advice. And then in terms of social media tends to be like the biggest way to find NIL deals. Do you have like tips or advice on how to like people who are maybe just starting out with social media on how to grow that so that more companies can spot them?
I would say make your social media marketable. So like don't post anything like inappropriate or just make sure you're presenting yourself as a brand because companies want somebody that they can market and that is have a good image. So if you don't have a good image, then companies are not going to want to work with you because you have a bad reputation. So I'd say make sure you clean up your social media, and another big thing I would say, put your email in your Instagram bio because companies can find you through there and email you. Or if you have an agency, you could put your agency in your bio and they can also find you through there.
All right. That's super interesting. And then as a student athlete, like athletes don't have a ton of time with just their sports and school. How do you find like balancing NIL, sports, and then school on top of that?
So Sundays we have no practice or school. So I can film content on Sunday, and then we also have mandatory study hours for track already, so I have to do 8 hours. So while I'm doing my study hours, I can also fit in editing videos or taking pictures or anything I need to do with NIL. So you can always try to make time um like between classes. You just have to make sure you manage your schedule really good.
Do you feel like the time commitment is worth like the following or the money that you've made off of NIL? Would you say that it's been worth it?
I really think it's worth it because what I want to do as a career, I want to be like a social media manager or a sports photographer. So I think it also goes into what I want to do in my career. So I think the time and worth it is worth it, like reaching out and making connections with brands. And also, um, I think it's just like working any other job. So like if that's something you really want to do and you want to make like sports content creation or being content creator your job, I think it's really worth it.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Um, what do you think is one of the bigger things that you've learned from working with different NIL companies?
I think communication and being able to write emails and like market yourself is a really good skill. Like whatever, no matter whatever job you want to go to, like even if you didn't want to do sports content creation, I think you learn valuable like life skills, like learning how to present yourself and market yourself and learn how to communicate. I think that's really good.
Yeah. Did your school provide you with any sort of like help or aid you in any way in finding NIL deals?
So at Commerce, we use Influencer, which is basically like app that you and all your teammates are in, and they have like deals through the school in there that you can like apply for, and also you could like basically disclose like if you have an outside NIL deal with the school. So my school uses Influencer. I think all the schools in the Southland Conference use Influencer.
Uh-huh. And then what sort of like how did that how does influencer help you find the NIL deals?
So on there, it will basically have the brands and the companies and what they're looking for. So let's say company X wants an athlete that can market their shoe brand, and they'll have you apply if you want to be a part of their campaign. And if they like you, then they'll basically say yes, or they'll say like, we'll find somebody else that like they think fits their image, and then they'll send you the shoes, or you'll make the content whatever they need, like pictures, video, like a review, unboxing, whatever. Then after that, then you'll get compensated for whatever you did.
Okay, that's super cool. I haven't heard of that before, but that sounds like really helpful.
Yeah.
Um, and then so for in terms of people who are sort of just starting out with the NIL process and don't have a ton of information, what would you say are like some big do's for finding NIL deals and then also like some big like don'ts for finding NIL deals?
I'd say the first thing you should probably do if you want to start doing NIL is if you're not posting content, as in like actively posting on your Instagram, and being active, I don't think companies would more likely want to work with you. So I'd say start posting stuff that companies would want. And then I'd say if you're already using a product, I would say tag the company. Like, let's say you have an energy drink that you already really love. So I'd say tag the company and then reach out to the company, and they'll see that you're already using their product. They'll probably want to work with you. And then after that, I would say just DM or email brands and just reach out and just see what they say, and then go from there.
Hmm. Um, and then Um, sorry, if you could just give like one simple piece of advice to someone who's looking to find an NIL deal, what would it be?
I would say because when you're reaching out to brands, some of them are going to say yes, and I would say go work with brands that like represent you. So don't do things just because they're giving you money or they give you free product or whatever, because your followers are going to know that that's not really you. You don't want to market something just because they're giving you money and it's not really go with your personality or who you are. and then it comes across as like fake and that you're just doing it for money when that it shouldn't be like that. It should be you want to market this product because you actually believe in that product and you use it and you want your followers to use it as well.
Yeah. And then going off of social media, do you think it's like necessary for athletes to have like as many different types of social media as they can, like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever? Like, will that help them in terms of gaining outreach?
I think, well, for me at least, I just use Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, but I haven't really worked with many brands on YouTube. I think the main social medias that companies look for is TikTok and Instagram because that's like most companies have those social medias. So I think as long as you use at least one or two of those, then I think you'll be good.
Hmm. And then in terms of, I know you talked about how you're starting an agency now. How does that work in terms of when you make a profit? Do they take part of your profit, or is it sort of a separate thing?
So at least for my agency, I know some agencies they'll take percentage of the money that you get. For my agency, they when they're negotiating a deal because they have many athletes that are signed to them. When they negotiate a deal, they'll negotiate a agent fee for them. So the company will pay them directly, and then they pay us, the athletes, ourselves as well. So they won't take anything from our actual profit itself.
Right. Um, and then did the agency reach out to you, or did you find them?
I found them because one of they work with a lot of Syracuse athletes and that I follow, and I found their Instagram through them, and then I DM'd them, and then basically they sent me. We had a Zoom call, and I really liked the way they operate. So then I ended up signing with them, and now I'm with Slice Management right now.
Okay. Would you recommend agencies to athletes, or would you recommend the way that you did it, sort of starting off, figuring it out on your own and then going to an agency?
Yeah, I would say definitely you should probably do it on your own to see if you like it and that's what you want to do first, because I know it's a lot that goes into it. Because I've always did content creation since I was in high school, since I was in middle school. I have 2 cameras, studio light, editing software, all that, and that also costs money. So I would say just see if you like it and that's what you want to do before you just jump in and start buying stuff. Then you find out like you really just want to do, you just want to focus on sports. So I say, yeah, try it first, see if you like it, and then if you want to go to the next step, then I say get an agent, get a camera, get all the other stuff that you need to
Right.
go take it to the next level.
Yeah, I feel like money can be a hard thing with NIL deals. Like, did you ever find it, like, did you ever find yourself getting frustrated? Because I know, like the big time athletes are, some of the college athletes are making like millions of dollars on their NIL deals. Did you ever find yourself like comparing to other people, or did you have sort of like a set process where you were like, I know what my goals are?
So I knew like with everybody, like even with sports, you always try to compare yourself to other people. But I just decided like I have a goal for myself and I am really big in manifesting. So I feel like I know that I'm going to make it there one day. So I know everybody has to start from somewhere and I have to start from this point. So I knew I'm starting from here. I'm going to be there one day. So I never found myself like jealous. I really respect them. And I think they're really good role models for other people in college sports to see that girls can do what these guys have been doing for years. Like we can make money and we can be big and we can do all this other stuff. So I just know since I started that I'm going to be there one day.
Yeah, that's a great mindset to have. I think a lot of people need to have that. Did you have any major setbacks in your process that people might want to watch out for?
I would say always just watch out for scams and also if any company is asking you to pay for something, it's most likely not a NIL or like a good deal that you should want to work with. Um, Because in the beginning, when I first started, a lot of companies were asking me to purchase things or buy things or purchase like a $300 plan. And then I found out that it's not really legit and it's a scam. I say if they're trying to make you purchase something, don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all the questions I have. Do you have any final pieces of advice or anything you want to mention?
I just want to say any girl or anybody in general who wants to be in the NIL space, I think you can do it no matter how many followers you have. You have to be really dedicated to your brand and building yourself and growing yourself, and you could do it.
That's great advice. Okay.